Rickson, I'm curious, just growing up as a Gracie, um, I would imagine that comes with a lot of pressure at a young age. And so, how did you weaponize that to become, what you became, of course, as a mixed martial artist, but also as a man? And, just walk us through that upbringing with that Gracie name and how you dealt with that. And of course, it's a great thing, but with that, I would imagine that came with expectations. And of course, you delivered on those expectations with your record, which is unbelievable. But I'd love to just know more about that dynamic as a member of the Gracie family.
When you're born a Gracie, you receive your judo, your gi, jiu-jitsu gi before the diapers.
I love that.
And as you're growing up, the friends say, oh, you're going to be like your dad, you're going to be a fighter, this is a champion. So you start to understand somehow you're different to others because you have to be a fighter, you have to know jiu-jitsu, you have to know the element which is the core of the family. So you become interested. And I remember in the first tournament, because the federation was open when I was 6 years old, the first Jiu-Jitsu federation. And the brackets for tournaments for kids start 7 years old. And my dad asked me if I want to compete at the tournament. And I said, yes, I want to compete, Dad, I want to compete. And then he told me, if you want to compete, I will let you compete. If you win the fight, I give you a gift. If you lose the fight, I give you two gifts. This somehow works for me as my dad's not going to be upset if I lose. My dad's going to be on my side if I lose. So from my internal perspective of pleasing my dad and being a Gracie, competing, winning or losing was not a problem for me because he was adjusting the thing, not putting me responsibility I have to win or being disappointed if I lose. Some fathers, sometimes they expect so much of the kid. Oh, why you lost the goal? Oh, you should make the goal, you should score, you should do this. And the kid will think, oh, my dad's upset with me because I didn't score. So I don't like play soccer anymore because, every time I go there, I make something wrong. Nothing. So, and somehow this interest, that passion that dad can pass to the kid, will feel for the kid some pressure he's not able to receive. So the first thing my dad say is no pressure. You go there, you do your best. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Of course, you never get two presents to lose the tournament. But at least your dad's not going to be upset with you. That's what he goes. So plays a tricky role in my mind. And I lost my first tournament. I was very upset because I lost. I cry, everything. But I knew my dad was not upset with me. And the fall tournament I won. And from 7 years old to 18, off record, I win every fight. Just when we 14 years old, I lost. And then when I get 18 years old and get my black belt, my professional record start combining judo, combining freestyle wrestling in Brazil, sambo, jiu-jitsu tournaments, and MMA fights and street fights. So all those combined will go for 400, 450, 465. But even those are more elements I never count on, but was a good road of victories and commitment with the sport.
And how much did confidence play into your dominance? Because I know as a former athlete, when you can play, or in your case fight with confidence, it is an absolute enhancement to your performance. And to the contrary, when you start losing confidence, people that are very good athletes, become a fraction of who they are. And we see this with a lot of athletes that in pressure situations choke because I think that they lose that confidence. So how did you weaponize confidence, and how did that play into you just continuing to dominate everyone that you were on the mat with?
I never exactly push myself into that or force myself to get confident. I
Okay.
think it was the result of excessive training. I always been passionate about training. I always been passionate about keeping myself at the top. I'm very competitive myself. I never like group sports. I never like soccer. I always like pool. I like car race. I like uh, playing surfing, jiu-jitsu. So I'm very individual sport guy. Because I don't like to blame others for if we don't achieve something, and I don't like to let people down if I make a mistake in a group sport. So I never been too much in the groups. So individually speaking, I always build myself to correct whatever mistakes I do and try to fix it and try to approach and try to strategize and try to be in control. And as I put my hands in some tools to help me as a fighter, I start to understand the same tools keep me as a father, as a human being. So I start to feel like I have to follow a pattern which is going to be consistent through my life, on and off the mat. I have to believe in myself on and off the mat. I have to be courage on and off the mat. I have to control my fears on and off the mat. So I start to become an expression of myself, which I build on the mat, offside of the mat, because is something which leads you to a better life. And that's pretty much is never been an effort for me. I always felt like that's the right way to follow up.